Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables and welcome to a pretty massive haul. I don't do a lot of book hauls because I always say I don't buy a lot of books and then I do and then it's just becomes a problem, and I already have a problem. Number one, my problem is I have too many books and not enough time to read them, but I think every reader has the same exact problem across the world. So I have a lot of books that I've read, I have a lot of books I haven't read, I have a lot of books I bought, and I have a lot of books I've gotten from publishers. So there's a lot. I do want to say thank you to the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chats with your therapist. BetterHelp makes it super easy for people like myself that have a really hard time trying new things. I think a lot of us are wired that way. All you have to do is go online to their site, you fill out this survey that asks you just kind of the basic questions of why you're looking to get into therapy, what you're looking to get out of therapy, what maybe specific things you want to talk about in therapy. Just ask those type of questions, and from there you get matched with a therapist. What's awesome about BetterHelp even more so is the fact that they allow you to switch therapists with no additional cost. Sometimes we have therapists that we don't jive with. That happens to everybody. It happens with kids, adults, teens, you name it. Sometimes a therapist and you just do not jive, and that's okay. BetterHelp offers you to switch therapists with no additional cost. I always say mental health is a thing that you should really take care of, and therapy is very, very beneficial for that. Therapy can help you be the best self you can be so you can be happy and healthy around the people that you love, and that is the best thing that you can do. I struggle with anxiety greatly. I struggle with postpartum anxiety and depression still. I know. I struggle with a lot of medical anxiety. I struggle with a lot of trauma I've had throughout my life, in particular this year, and therapy has helped me immensely, and I always recommend it to anyone. I think therapy could benefit everyone. So if you're interested in therapy and like, I don't know if I should try it or not, I always recommend trying it because it is always beneficial. And in case you just want to try it, you don't really want to commit, I have a great option for you. You can go to www.betterhelp.com/bookables to get 10% off your first month using BetterHelp. That way you can save some money in case you're not feeling it. You can back out with no problems. It's just kind of a good way to ease into it. I always recommend therapy, and I think BetterHelp is a phenomenal option, especially if you don't want to leave your home, if you want to talk to somebody from the comfort of your own phone. BetterHelp is perfect for that. So join the 3 million plus people today that have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. They're growing so much that they are hiring therapists in all 50 states. Like, they are just booming, and that's great because that means more people are asking for help, which is phenomenal. So again, you can go to the link down below to get 10% off your first month using BetterHelp. If therapy can help you be your best self, it is always, always beneficial. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into all of the books. So I have stacked these up into books I've read and books I haven't, and I thought before, silly me, before I filmed this video, I'm like, it's gonna be a comparable stack, you know, they're gonna be even. No, the books I haven't read like blow out the water of books I have read. So I'm going to quickly start with the books I have read because I don't feel like I have to talk about them a lot because I've talked about them recently a lot on my channel. Two I have are Berkeley books that I was sent and that I have already read. First up, The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. This is a baseball romance. I really liked it. It does have some catfishing in it, which I do not like. I don't like that plot, but I do really enjoy this book, and if you are a lover of baseball, I would recommend checking this one out. I have Ashley Poston's newest one, A Novel Love Story. I did not love this one as much, and surprise, surprise, I was like, I'm going to say that, and everyone's going to be like, how dare you? But a lot of people have had the same feeling, so I don't know. It's about a character named Eileen who gets lost in a fictional town, and it's cute. It just didn't hit me like her other ones, but nevertheless, if you want like a cute, whimsical kind of with some fantastical elements like sprinkled in there, Ashley Poston is the author for you. This is my least favorite of her books, but I still will continue to read all of her books because I do enjoy them. Then I bought The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. Christina Lauren does some amazing summer reads, and this one is no exception. This one reminded me of The White Lotus, if you've seen the HBO show, without the murder, I guess you could say. It's basically about these two characters that fake a marriage and they have to go to the guy's family's like private island for a 2-week long wedding. You heard that right. And they have to just fake their marriage. And it's just funny from there. It's an amazing book, a great beach read that I would highly recommend checking out. Then in Book of the Month last month, I got the Rom-Commers by Catherine Center, which I loved. It was so cute. It's about a woman, I forget her name. I want to say it's Daphne. Just kidding. It's Emma. She is an inspiring screenwriter. She gets an opportunity of a lifetime to work with like the world's biggest screenwriter because he wrote a rom-com and it's horrible. And so she's a big lover of rom-coms. So she's there to help him revitalize it. But of course, he is a love cynic and does not believe in love whatsoever. So she makes it her mission to make him believe in love. Then I have a big old stack of thrillers that I have bought and have read. So first up is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I've read all of his books. He's one of my favorite thriller authors. I did not like his newest release. It's basically about two kids 30 years ago camping in their backyard. One of them wakes up and the other one's gone. It's missing and nobody knows where he went. Flash forward to 30 years, aka now, the one boy that survived goes back to his hometown and he's like, maybe I can uncover the secret. It just was boring, I think is my main qualm with it. I just didn't love it. I don't know, it just wasn't my favorite Riley Sager, but I will continue to read his books because I do enjoy them. Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. This is a podcast thriller and I'm always drawn to those. This one was okay. I read it a couple months ago. I don't remember much about it, honestly. It's basically uncovering a murder like that happened years ago and this girl that everyone always thought did it, and the podcaster's gonna kind of reveal the truth. I thought the ending was kind of blasé, but for thrillers I would say it was middle of the road, I guess you could say. And then I have Home is Where the Bodies Is by Geneva Rose, because if there's a VHS tape on the cover, I will buy it. It's a problem, I know. This one, again, I can't tell you much about it because I forgot. Oh, I think this is when a mom dies and the siblings come home and they're all estranged and they learn about their parents, like, secrets that happened a long time ago and the repercussions from that. I did like it. I thought it was okay. Again, I would say it's a middle of the road thriller, but any book that has a VHS tape on the cover has my heart, so I don't know what to say with that. And then my favorite thriller I've actually read out of the stack is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. This is about, it's hard to explain, this place, like a big resort that's opening up in this very small town, and they're blocking all the access off of the woods to the locals, and the locals are very upset about it, and things get kind of heated from there. It follows a slew of perspectives. It follows a slew of different characters, and I really liked it. I would recommend it. Actually, like, this is my favorite Lucy Foley book right after The Guest List. I read 2 other ones by her that I've loathed, but I did like this one a lot. That's it for all the books I've read, so let's get on to the stack of books I haven't, because it's massive. I decided to buy some Ellen Hildebrand books, excuse me, because I just heard this is her newest release, and her actually last release. She is deciding to hang up her Nantucket hat. I've heard about her for forever, but I've never read one of her books, and I thought, why not now? Because she has just decided not to write anymore, but I've been seeing her books more and more. She's kind of been like a Nora Roberts for me, where I feel like she's for older ladies, but you know what? This lady is getting older, so it's for me. Like, I just remember when I saw Nora Roberts and Ellen Hildebrand in the stores years ago, I was like, I'm not quite there yet, and here I am. I'm here, and you know what? I'm okay with it. But she writes the quintessential summer read. So I actually just started this one, the 5-Star Weekend. It's about a character named Hollis who invites like friends from every one of her decades, like that's been her close friend, and they have a weekend together, I think. And Swan Song, I'll be honest with you, I have no clue about. I think these are her 2 latest releases. Did I pick them up because they were the only ones at my Target? Yes, it's probably not the right order to read them. I should read them in order, but girl has got a backlist, so give me a break. So if you have a favorite Ellen Hildebrand book that you think I would like, let me know, because I do want to dip my toes, and I am enjoying the writing style a lot, and I'm only like 30 pages into this one, so maybe will become a huge fan of hers, and I'm hoping so. Then I have Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This one came out last year, and I heard a lot of people talk about it, and I never just connected or sounded good to me, and then I finally read. This past week, I decided to look at the synopsis, and I was like, this sounds amazing. It's about a charming, witty, and compulsively readable exploration of friendship, reckoning, and hope that traces a widow's unlikely connection with a giant Pacific octopus. And that's all I'm going to tell you about it. It sounds just I've heard it's very beautiful. It's probably going to make me sob, which I don't need in my life, but I have just heard nothing but phenomenal things about this, and I really would like to read it soon. So if you've read it, let me know. Then Berkeley so kindly sent to me It Had to Be You. Every time I hear that, I want to sing Frank Sinatra. It had to be you. Or was that Harry Connick Jr.? I don't know. Makes me think of When Harry Met Sally. But this is by Eliza Jane Brashear. It's a thriller novel. I've read one of her books before. Did not like it. But this one is basically a like Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of cat and mouse game. It says, two contract killers, each with a hit out on each other, must fight their growing attraction as they face off in an epic game of lust and murder across Western Europe. I mean, that sounds fun. I want to read this soon. I really, really do. I'm going to say that about every freaking book, so just buckle in for that. Then I have Betting on You by Lynn Painter. I bought this because I tend to like Lynn Painter's YA books, but then I forgot. I tried reading this last year and I DNF'd it because I just did not enjoy it. So why I bought it, I don't know. Maybe like I'll connect with the physical book better. I'm going to try to read it again, but I just don't know. Something about it wasn't connecting with me last year. All I know, it's about two characters that keep running into each other, and then eventually they start working at the same kind of like resort where it's like water park, amusement park. It's like basically a big old fun land, if you will, and they start to do bets or something. I don't know, but man, I love Lynn Painter's better than the movies. It's one of my favorite YA books, but I don't know. If you've read this one, let me know, because like I said, I DNF'd it last year and I don't know. Will I DNF it again? I don't know. Then I bought The Match by Sarah Adams. So this is actually have already been published. She wrote it years and years ago, but she's now, I think, been picked up by a publisher, which is great. And so I think they're reprinting all of her books, which I think's fun because I love Sarah Adams. This one is a charming romance about second chances and the healing power of love with the never-been-seen-before chapter. Okay. It's about Evie, who she works with Southern Service Paws, the company that matched her with the love of her life, Charlie, who is trained to assist with her epilepsy, like a dog. And then she meets Jacob, and her Jacob's daughter, 10-year-old Sam, was recently diagnosed with epilepsy and has wanted a service animal. So I think that's what this is all about, which is just... gosh, service animals, phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. Like, I think that's just great, and I'm so excited to read it. If you don't know, Sarah Adams writes really clean, really cutesy, fluffy romances that I snack it up. Avon so kindly sent me Tessa Bailey's newest novel, The Au Pair Affair, which I also just started. This is kind of a sequel companion novel to Fangirl Down by her, which I did not love. That one was about golf, and I just didn't love the characters, but I will say I'm already vibing a ton with these characters. It's about Tallulah and Burgess, and she basically just got back from a year of studying Adeline penguins, which I feel like in another life I should have been a marine biologist because I just think it's so fascinating. And basically, he's a single dad. She starts to be a nanny for him. He's a hockey player. And tell me if this guy on the cover does not look like Mutt from Schitt's Creek. He totally does. He totally does. And whenever I started watching Schitt's Creek, I noticed Mutt, and I was like, this guy's familiar. And he was Tommy from Instant Star. If you've watched that show, let me know. I'm old. Moving on. I bought because I was just in a summer mood that day and wanted some summer reads. Have I read them? No. I have Seven Summers by Paige Toon. I have not read a book by her, but no. This is about Liv and Finn, who basically, like, their hearts are bound, and so they meet every year or something like that. If they are single, they will spend the summer together. I think that's kind of their deal. I've heard it's very heart-wrenching, so I don't know. Then I have Summertime Punchline by Becky Corallo, and I'm not gonna lie to you, the cover freaking drew me in. It's like a New Jersey, like kind of boardwalk, or even where I live kind of boardwalk, and it's beautiful. And it says, a hilarious and sweeping love story about a comedian forced to return to her Jersey Shore, that's probably why I said that, hometown, and confront everything she left behind 10 summers before, including the man who broke her heart. So it's a summer romance. I love that. It's July. I have 2 months. I can do this. I can do this. I also bought Off to the Races by Elsie Silver because I've been on an Elsie Silver kick this year. I've read 4 of her books. That's right, my friends, 4. Is it 3? I think it's 4. Yeah, I think it's 4. This one has already been established or finished as a series. It's the Off to the Races one. No, the Gold Rush Ranch. But again, she's been picked up by a publisher, Bloom, and they're repackaging them or reprinting them with these beautiful covers. He's never had a problem keeping things professional with his employees until she waltzed on his property. That's all I need to know. It's going to be steamy. It's going to be cowboy. It's going to be small town. I am here for it, and it's going to be long because Elsie Silver loves long books. The last stack of books I have to show you are all from Berkeley. I'm not kidding. I love Berkeley so much. They're amazing. They write some of my favorite books. They publish some of my favorite books. A lot of rom-coms I love by them. I have The Design of Us by Sanji Patel. Hopefully I said that right. This cover, chef's kiss, gorgeous. This says, one implosive lie leads to a week-long adventure of fake dating for two bickering co-workers in the swoony destination rom-com. I love it. I have 2 more months. I could do it. I have Until Next Summer by Ali Brady, which I don't think I've read a book by her. It says it's never too late to fall in love at camp. I love camp romances. 2 former best friends find love at an adults-only summer camp in this contemporary romance that proves once a camp person, always a camp person. I mean, I probably need to do a whole vlog of just straight up reading some summer, specifically summer-like books. I also have B.K. Borison's new novel, Business Casual. This is book 4 in her Love Light Farm series, which I love. This one follows Nova and Charlie, who are both brother and sister of previous characters in this series. It is as 2 opposites decide to test their chemistry with one steamy night together. But will once be enough? I'm gonna guess right now, no it won't. But I love this series. Love Light Farms is my favorite in it. It's a great Christmassy small town one, but the rest of the books are small town, cutesy. I adore them. Then I have Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, which I should have read by now, but I haven't. This is a forbidden secret affair proves that all's fair in love and science. It's part of like her STEMinist series. I haven't read this one yet because I've heard it's more like steamier, like it's just kind of steam. I read most of Ali Hazelwood's other books other than her YA one, so I'm like, will I like this one, will I not? Because I have seen conflicting reviews, so I'm just not sure if I'll get to this anytime soon. I don't know. Then I have One Star Romance by Laura Hankin, which I think is fun. It says a struggling writer is forced to walk down the aisle at her best friend's wedding with the man who gave her book a very public 1-star rating in this fresh romantic comedy. This sounds like so much fun. Like, that sounds like a great plot. So I love the cover too, where it's like he's reading her book and he's like, 1 star. You know, it sounds fun. Speaking of summer, I have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. This one, will I read or not? I don't know if Carly Fortune's the author for me. This summer they'll keep their promise. This summer they won't give into temptation. This summer will be different. I doubt it will. Her book last year, one of my least favorite books of the whole year. I don't know. I don't know. Which is a shame because her covers are amazing. Ooh, then I have Cross the Line, which I plan to read soon, by Simone Saltia. This is a Formula One racer romance, which I've never read that before. It says her brother's best friend sends her heart racing and this sparkling, is that right? Sparkling? No, sparkling? I don't know. Formula One romance. So that should be interesting. It says love in the fast lane. You know, I'm not into racing because I don't know. I'm not like one of those people that loves car. I love watching car chase scenes and stuff like that, but to be in the vehicle of that, like no freaking way. But this sounds really cute. And I love the whole brother's best friend trope. It's one of my favorite romance tropes. Then I have Love at First Book by Jen McKinley, which I have read a couple of her books. It says when a librarian moves to a quaint Irish village where her favorite novelist lives, the last thing she expects is to fall for the author's prickly son until their story becomes one for the books. I've read a few of her books. They're okay. I just have to be like in the right mood for them, I guess you could say. But I tell you what, the plot sounds freaking adorable. And the last book I have in this hellaciously long video is Looking for Love in All the Haunted Places. Instead of right places, you're looking for love in the haunted places. Not me. By Claire Kahn. This is Love Brings Down the Haunted House in this captivating romance. It says a character named Lucky, and she gets onto a show and meets Maverick Phillips. And it says the relationship's challenger, the blah, blah, blah. As love begins to clash with her career, Lucky refuses to choose one over the other because one, everyone deserves a happily ever after, even houses with haunted hearts. I mean, I guess, sure, I don't know, but the cover, stunning. Will I save this for the fall? Absolutely. So there you have all the books that I have to read or have read. The stack to read is astronomical. Please help me. You guys always do if I should read them. Which ones should I read immediately? Which ones should I read, like, put on the back burner? Which one should I just say adios to? Let me know. I always value your input greatly. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you BetterHelp for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.